As I sit here surrounded by the memories of a lifetime, I'm reminded of the countless times I looked into Grandma Aurora's eyes and felt like I was gazing into an open book. Her blue eyes, sparkling like a summer sky on a cloudless day, seemed to hold a warmth and wisdom that could comfort any soul. Her hugs, oh her hugs, they had the power to heal any pain, to wipe away any tear. But now, as I reflect on those years, I'm about to uncover a truth that shatters my perception of her entirely. It was on the day of her passing, as I was going through her belongings, that I stumbled upon something unexpected. Amidst the familiar scent of old perfume and the soft rustle of her favorite shawls, I found an old wooden box tucked away in a corner of her dresser. The box itself was unassuming, its surface worn smooth by the touch of countless hands over the years. But as I opened it, my fingers brushed against something that made my heart skip a beat. A worn leather diary, its cover creaking softly as I lifted it out. The pages within were yellowed with age, the edges dog-eared and worn. It was as if this diary had been waiting patiently for me, hidden away for safekeeping. And yet, as I began to read, I felt like I was intruding on a secret that Grandma Aurora had kept hidden for decades. The words on those pages spoke of a life I never knew, a life marked by love, by sacrifice, and by a depth of emotion that I had never suspected. In that moment, I realized that I had only scratched the surface of her story. The woman I thought I knew, the woman I loved and admired, was only a part of the truth. The rest, it seemed, was hidden away in these yellowed pages, waiting for me to discover. And as I delved deeper into the diary, I began to understand that her life was a tapestry woven from threads of joy and sorrow, of love and loss. Over the coming hours, I'll take you on a journey through the pages of Grandma Aurora's hidden diary. It's a story of forbidden love, of hidden legacies, and of a treasure lost across generations. It's a story that will take us through the turmoil of history, through the depths of human emotion, and into the heart of what it means to love and to sacrifice. So come with me, and let's uncover the secrets that Grandma Aurora kept hidden for so long. The journey begins now, and I invite you to walk alongside me as we unravel the mysteries of her extraordinary life. In the late 1930s, nestled in the heart of America, lay the small rural town of Willow Creek. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, where the air was sweet with the scent of blooming wildflowers, and the sky stretched out in endless blue expanses. The town's main street was lined with quaint shops, their wooden facades weathered to a soft silver, and the sound of children's laughter carried on the gentle breeze. It was here, in this idyllic setting, that young Aurora grew up, her spirit as free as the birds that sang in the morning. Aurora was a dreamer, with eyes that sparkled like the stars on a clear night and a heart full of wonder. She loved nothing more than to lose herself in the pages of a good book, imagining worlds beyond the rolling hills and fields of her family's farm. Her parents, hardworking and kind, tilled the land with love and care, teaching their children the value of hard work and the beauty of simplicity. Aurora's older brother, Thomas, was a young man with a passion for flying, spending hours poring over aviation maps and dreaming of the skies. And then there was Lily, her younger sister, a poet in the making, with a soul as delicate as a flower and a heart full of song. The family was close-knit, their days filled with the rhythms of nature, early mornings in the fields, school in the afternoons, and starry nights spent gathered around the radio, listening to stories of far-off lands. Despite the simplicity of their lives, there was a sense of contentment, a feeling that they had everything they needed right there in Willow Creek. But amidst this peaceful backdrop, Aurora couldn't shake the feeling that there was something more out there for her, something just beyond the horizon. It was a subtle restlessness, a quiet yearning that she couldn't quite articulate. As she went about her daily routine, helping her parents on the farm, reading under the shade of a tree, and laughing with her siblings, Aurora felt like she was being pulled in two different directions. She loved her life in Willow Creek, but a part of her longed for something more, something that would take her beyond the familiar fields and forests of her childhood. Little did she know, the winds of change were on the horizon, and soon, her quiet life would be forever altered. As the seasons passed, the tranquility of Willow Creek began to fray at the edges. News of the war in Europe seeped into the town, initially a distant rumble, but growing louder with each passing day. At first, it seemed like a far-off storm, not quite touching the quiet lives of the townspeople. But as the months went by, the war's presence became undeniable. Newspaper headlines screamed of Nazi aggression, and radio broadcasts spoke of a world on the brink. In Aurora's family, reactions to the war varied. Thomas, her brother, felt a thrill of excitement at the prospect of adventure, dreaming of joining the military and flying planes. Their parents, however, were more cautious, worrying about the safety of their farm, their livelihood, and their children. Aurora, meanwhile, found herself caught between her romantic dreams and the harsh realities of war. She began to question the world's justice, wondering how such destruction and hatred could exist. It was during this time of growing unease that a stranger arrived in Willow Creek. His name was Elias, a young man in a military uniform, with eyes that seemed to hold 1,000 secrets. There was something about him that was different, something that drew Aurora in immediately. As they locked eyes, a spark of curiosity flared to life within her. Elias was not like the other boys in town. There was a sense of purpose about him, a sense of danger. And yet, despite the war's looming shadow, despite the uncertainty that filled the air, Aurora felt an inexplicable pull towards him. As they began to talk, she sensed that Elias was hiding something, that he carried a burden that he could not share. The war had brought him to Willow Creek, but it seemed that his presence was not merely a coincidence. Aurora's heart beat faster as she realized that Elias's arrival would change her life forever, drawing her into a web of danger, secrecy, and forbidden love. Little did she know, their chance meeting would set her on a path that would challenge everything she thought she knew about love, sacrifice, and the enduring power of the human heart. As the days turned into weeks, Aurora and Elias's secret meetings became a lifeline, a beacon of hope in the darkness of war. They'd steal glances at each other during church services, exchange whispered words in the dead of night, and find solace in the quiet beauty of the sunflower fields. Their love blossomed like a wildflower, resilient and determined, despite the danger that lurked in every shadow. Elias, with his piercing eyes and gentle smile, had become Aurora's sanctuary, and she, with her kindness and courage, had become his. As they walked hand in hand through the fields, the wind rustling their hair, they'd talk of their dreams, of a future free from the shackles of war. But their love was not without its costs. Elias, once a German scientist, had deserted his post, driven by a conscience that could no longer bear the atrocities committed in the name of his country. He had come to Willow Creek with a mission: to find an encryption device, a powerful artifact that could change the course of the war. The device, hidden in a secret labyrinth beneath the old church, was his only hope to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. Aurora, initially hesitant, had become Elias's closest ally, her knowledge of the town's hidden passages and her family's history proving invaluable. Together they navigated the treacherous landscape, avoiding Nazi agents who had infiltrated the town, disguised as civilians. The air was thick with tension, the silence punctuated by the sound of footsteps, whispers, and furtive glances. Aurora's diary, once a private confidant, now recorded her deepest fears, her love for Elias, and her growing determination to protect him, no matter the cost. As they explored the ancient labyrinth, the sound of dripping water and creaking stone echoing through the passages, Aurora felt her transformation taking hold. She was no longer the naive, sheltered girl she once was. She was now a participant, a player in a game of cat and mouse, where the stakes were higher than she could have ever imagined. And yet, amidst the danger, amidst the uncertainty, she found a sense of purpose, a sense of courage that she never knew she possessed. The diary, now a testament to her journey, recorded her every thought, every fear, and every hope, as she walked the thin line between love and loyalty, between safety and sacrifice. As they navigated the winding passages of the underground labyrinth, the air grew thick with anticipation. Aurora's heart pounded in her chest, her senses heightened as they finally stumbled upon the secret chamber. The artifact, a small, intricately carved device, lay nestled in a bed of velvet, its presence both beautiful and ominous. Elias's eyes locked onto the device, a mix of relief and trepidation etched on his face. But their moment of triumph was short-lived. The sound of footsteps, growing louder with each passing second, signaled their discovery. Nazi agents, their faces twisted with malice, burst into the chamber, guns drawn. The ensuing battle was a blur of chaos and fear, Aurora's knowledge of the labyrinth proving crucial as she dodged and weaved through the narrow passages, using her agility to evade the agent's grasp. Elias fought valiantly, his eyes flashing with determination, but he was outnumbered. As the agents closed in, Elias made a desperate decision, using his body to shield Aurora from harm. In the chaos, he was gravely injured. His eyes locked onto Aurora's as he whispered his final words. "Take it, Aurora. Take the artifact. You must protect it, no matter the cost." The sound of gunfire, the scent of blood, and the feel of Elias's lifeless body in her arms are etched in Aurora's memory forever. She fled the labyrinth, the artifact clutched in her hand, her heart shattered into a million pieces. The weight of Elias's sacrifice settled upon her, a burden she vowed to carry for the rest of her life. As she emerged into the bright sunlight, the world seemed to blur around her. The only sound the echo of Elias's words, the only sensation the ache of her heart. The diary, once a private confidant, now held a new significance, a testament to their love, to Elias's sacrifice, and to the promise she had made to protect the artifact, no matter the cost. Aurora's journey had reached a turning point, one that would define her for the rest of her life, a life marked by courage, sacrifice, and the enduring power of love. As Aurora emerged from the labyrinth, the darkness of the night seemed to swallow her whole. The rain poured down around her, a relentless drumbeat that echoed the turmoil within. She stumbled through the wet streets, her eyes blinded by tears, the artifact clutched tightly in her hand. The weight of Elias's sacrifice threatened to crush her, and she felt like she was drowning in a sea of grief. The return home was a blur, her family greeting her with concern, but she couldn't find the words to express the depth of her pain. The news of Elias's death was met with condolences, but she had to maintain the facade, telling them it was an accident, a tragic and senseless loss. The isolation was suffocating, her secret a heavy burden she carried alone. Her parents and siblings noticed the change in her, but she couldn't confide in them, couldn't share the weight of the artifact and the promise she had made. The diary became her sole confidant, a place where she could express the raw pain and shock of Elias's death. As she pored over the pages, she began to find solace in the words, in the memories of their time together. Her determination to honor Elias's memory and fulfill his mission began to solidify, a nascent resolve that burned within her. She started to study the artifact, poring over Elias's notes in the diary, seeking to understand its purpose. The local library became her refuge, a place where she could lose herself in books and research, driven by the need to decipher the artifact's mysteries and Elias's legacy. The sadness in her eyes lingered, a constant reminder of what she had lost, but a newfound sense of purpose began to emerge, a sense of direction that would guide her through the darkest of times. The melancholy music that filled her heart began to shift, a more determined tone emerging, a tone that would carry her through the journey ahead. As Aurora departed Willow Creek, the familiar surroundings gave way to the anonymity of a larger city. She settled into a modest apartment, the sounds of the bustling streets, a constant reminder of her new life. The artifact, now a tangible connection to Elias, lay on her workbench, a symbol of her mission. With a sense of purpose, she immersed herself in research, poring over books, maps, and documents in libraries and archives. Elias's diary guided her, its cryptic notes and sketches a roadmap to understanding the artifact's true power. She discovered that it was more than a simple encryption device. It was a powerful tool for intelligence, capable of deciphering enemy codes and predicting strategic movements. Aurora's transformation was nothing short of remarkable. She developed skills in observation, discretion, and counterintelligence, becoming a self-taught agent driven by necessity and her promise to Elias. She learned to decipher coded messages, subtly evade surveillance, and gather information in public settings. One evening, while observing a suspicious individual at a train station, she noticed a peculiar tattoo on his wrist, a symbol linked to the Nazi regime. She quickly retreated, her heart racing as she realized the close call. The encounter left her shaken but more determined than ever. The Nazi threat loomed large, agents actively searching for the artifact, forcing Aurora to remain vigilant and constantly aware of the danger. She moved with caution, her senses heightened, as she navigated the city streets. Her solitude was a heavy burden, but her determination, fueled by Elias's memory and the importance of her mission, kept her going. In the quiet moments, she would often find herself lost in thought, memories of Elias flooding her mind. She recalled the way he smiled, the way his eyes sparkled when he laughed, and the way he held her hand. The pain of his loss still lingered, but it was now tempered by a sense of purpose. As she worked tirelessly to unravel the artifact's secrets, Aurora began to see the world in a different light. She realized that even in the darkest of times, there was always hope, always a chance for redemption. The artifact, once a symbol of loss, had become a beacon of light, guiding her through the shadows. And though the road ahead was fraught with danger, Aurora stood ready, her heart filled with a newfound sense of resolve. The sounds of the city provided a constant background hum, a reminder of the world outside her small apartment. The smell of coffee wafted through the air, mingling with the scent of old books and dusty documents. Aurora's senses were on high alert, her eyes scanning the crowds, her ears tuned to the whispers of the city. She was a ghost, a shadow, a silent observer, and she knew that her mission was far from over. In the stillness of the night, Aurora would often open Elias's diary, her fingers tracing the lines of his handwriting. She felt a sense of connection to him, a sense of continuity, as she read his words. The diary had become a tangible link to the past, a reminder of the love they shared, and the sacrifice he made. And as she drifted off to sleep, the artifact lay beside her, a constant reminder of her mission, and the promise she had made to Elias. As the war drew to a close, Aurora's contributions became a beacon of hope in the darkness. With the artifact's secrets unlocked, she transmitted crucial intelligence to the Allied forces, frustrating enemy plans and paving the way for strategic victories. The sound of radio transmissions filled her small office, a symphony of Morse code and urgent voices. Her heart swelled with pride as she listened to the broadcasts, knowing that her work was making a difference. The war finally concluded, bringing a sense of relief and the beginning of peace. Aurora felt a quiet satisfaction, knowing that her mission had been fulfilled. The artifact, once a burden, had become a cherished symbol of Elias and her past. She carefully stored it in a beautiful music box, adorned with intricate patterns and a soft golden glow. The music box became a tangible connection to her memories, a reminder of the love and sacrifice that had defined her journey. As she settled into a peaceful life, Aurora returned to Willow Creek, where she dedicated herself to community building and supporting war-affected families. Her experiences had given her a new perspective, and she used her wisdom to help others. She became a pillar of the community, a wise and loving grandmother to her family. The narrator, looking back, understood that Aurora's seemingly simple life was built upon extraordinary experiences and profound sacrifices. The diary, once a secret keeper, had revealed the depth of her character. As the narrator sat with her grandmother in a peaceful garden, surrounded by the beauty of nature, she realized that the stories of Aurora's past were a testament to the enduring power of love and sacrifice. The memories of Elias and the war effort still lingered, but they no longer defined her present struggles. Aurora's transformation into the wise, loving grandmother she had become was a testament to her strength and resilience. Her eyes sparkled with a deep wisdom, her voice filled with a warm, gentle kindness. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the garden, Aurora smiled, her heart full of love and her spirit at peace. The music box, now a treasured family heirloom, sat on a nearby table, its soft melody a reminder of the incredible journey that had brought her to this moment. The narrator listened, entranced, as Aurora shared stories of her past, her voice weaving a spell of love, loss, and redemption. In these moments, the narrator felt a deep connection to her grandmother, a sense of understanding that transcended generations. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Aurora's eyes shone with a soft, ethereal light, her heart filled with a sense of peace and contentment. She knew that her legacy was one of love, sacrifice, and hope, and that it would continue to inspire her family for generations to come. As I sit here surrounded by the familiar comforts of our home, I hold Grandma Aurora's diary in my hands, its pages yellowed with age. The worn leather cover creaks softly as I open it, releasing the scent of old paper and memories. I'm transported back to a time when I first stumbled upon this treasure, hidden away in the attic. At the time I thought it was just a relic of the past, a collection of secrets and stories that didn't quite add up. But as I read through its pages, I began to see Grandma Aurora in a new light. The diary became a map to her soul, revealing the extraordinary life she led, the sacrifices she made, and the love she shared. I recall the countless hours I spent as a child, listening to her tales of fairies and heroes, never realizing that they were metaphors for her own heroic journey. Her stories of bravery and resilience were there, hidden in plain sight, waiting for me to decipher their true meaning. As I reflect on her legacy, I realize that it's not just the artifact or her secrets that define her, but her silent strength, the wisdom she shared through her stories, and her unconditional love. Her life was a tapestry of complexity and beauty, woven with threads of courage, sacrifice, and hope. I see now that her experiences continue to inspire and guide me, that her struggles and triumphs are a parallel to my own life. The diary has become a personal treasure, a guide that helps me navigate life's challenges. I've come to understand that discovering one's own hidden stories and sharing them is a powerful way to connect with others, to find meaning and purpose. Grandma Aurora's story has taught me that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, always a chance for redemption. As I look back, I realize that her legacy is not just a relic of the past, but a living, breathing part of me. I'm grateful for the journey of discovery, for the chance to see my grandmother in a new light. The diary's secrets are now mine to keep, and I promise to carry her story forward, to share it with others, and to inspire them to find their own hidden stories. In the silence, I hear Grandma Aurora's voice, whispering words of wisdom and love. Her story has become a part of me, a reminder that life is precious, and that every moment is an opportunity to make a difference. As I close the diary, I feel a sense of peace, a deep understanding of life and courage. The story of Grandma Aurora and her hidden diary will continue to inspire me, guiding me through life's twists and turns, and reminding me of the power of love, sacrifice, and legacy. As I reflect on Grandma Aurora's story, I'm reminded that life is a tapestry of unexpected twists and turns, woven with threads of courage, love, and resilience. Her journey, marked by sacrifice and hidden legacies, teaches us that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. If her story has resonated with you, if it has touched your heart and inspired you, then its purpose has been fulfilled. But it's not just about the past, it's about the present and the future. Grandma Aurora's story continues through you, through your experiences, and through the connections we make with one another. I'd like to invite you to be a part of this journey, to share your thoughts and reflections. Please take a moment to leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and share this story with those who might find it meaningful. As you go about your day, I encourage you to think about the secrets that lie within your own family, the stories that have been hidden or untold. What secret do you think Grandma Aurora held dearest to her heart? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going, and let's honor Grandma Aurora's legacy by sharing our own stories, and by inspiring one another to find the courage, love, and resilience that lies within.